Mongol Rally! Meow. Unsa. Welcome back to the King in It Bloody podcast. That's not the official title.
Hold on a minute, Craig. Are you okay?
I'm alright, yeah.
Are you sure?
No, I'm fuming today.
Had a bit of a paddy this morning, did we?
It's just one of those days.
Yeah.
Well, we were supposed to record this podcast yesterday, but Amy decided to throw the memory cards across her room.
Oh, so it's my fault.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that's one of the reasons.
Do you just want to press pause a second? We'll just go out on the green and have a fight.
Sure, have a fight, yeah.
Absolutely fine with me.
What else did you lose? Oh, you lost your charger as well, so you haven't got a laptop today. So she turned up with her phone.
That's fair enough. I don't know where it is. I think it's in one of the food bags we took up to Custard the other day. Nightmare.
Yep, nightmare. So, welcome back. This is the Mongol Rally season.
Yes.
Where we're talking about the most mental journey we've ever done in our whole lives. And we'll probably never do again. Well, I wouldn't anyway.
Yeah, so if you've just tuned in, you've just found this podcast, welcome. We're Craig and Amy, and we took a 1.2 litre Fiat Panda called Fferanda Babes, who was dressed in orange camouflage, with a mechanical dinosaur on the rooftop to Russia from Barry in Wales.
Did you just say Veranda Babes?
No.
She ain't no awning.
I named her. I know what her name is.
So if you missed the last podcast, we were talking about Turkmenistan,
yes,
which was an absolutely mental journey in so many different ways.
Yeah.
We went to Ashgabat, which is just a mad city. Then we drove to the gates of hell.
Yep.
It was a belter of a podcast.
It was.
If I do say so myself.
Yeah, because there's so much going on. It's not even just like we drove through. There was so much to see, so much to learn. And yeah, probably one of the most incredible look through my eyes sights I've ever seen. That crater.
What on earth did you just say?
You know, the most incredible look through my eye sights I've ever seen.
Are you just trying to say it's the craziest thing you've ever seen?
Yeah.
Why are you describing it like there's someone in your head looking through your eyes?
Poetic, Craig. Do you know what I mean? I'm poetic.
Why do you look so fancy today?
No, I've only stuck on a pink top. I got a pair of jogging bottoms on.
Yeah, but it's all like satin and that and off the one shoulder.
It was £4, mate.
It don't matter how much it costs, it's what it looks like.
Why
then? Why have you got the fanciness on today?
Honestly, I couldn't find anything to wear. It wasn't because I've been on a podcast before this podcast because I'm really like popular.
Proper podcast. They didn't want me, but it was warrior women because you
only me.
You are a warrior woman, you babes.
Yeah, but then when they ask you why you're that, you're like,
because you asked your boyfriend for a fight on the green.
Because I'll have him, that's why. Equality is up there with me and Craig. I batter the shit into this boy if I have to.
Know. Anyway, we are about to cross our 11th border, mate.
Is it?
11
Wow.
borders on one trip. So on this episode, we're going to be talking about Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan. How do you feel when you say that country?
Well, I did have one word for our experience in Uzbekistan, which
Yeah.
is disastertron.
Oh, no, I don't think of that, see? But it's probably because I wasn't the one that ended up in hospital. But
More on that later.
I feel like to describe it, it was like long cream linen dresses with trousers underneath.
So you're just talking about fashion.
Textiles, blue mosaic buildings, heat like no other.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Old school as well. Old school villages.
Yeah, horse and carts and stuff.
Yeah.
So Amy's giving me this little thing to say.
A little monologue before we start.
A monologue?
Yeah, why not? Say it in your best, like a thespian accent.
What's that?
You're an actor.
94 hours drive from home and holding 33 million human beings. Uzbekistan is situated in Central Asia. It's a double landlocked country, meaning it's landlocked twice.
Yes,
I ad-lib that. Meaning it's a landlocked country surrounded by other landlocked countries, does not share a border with the sea, in brackets.
Come on now, Holmes, do your best.
Their main industries consist of food processing, textiles, metallurgy.
Metalwork.
Metallurgy. Is that a word?
Yes.
metalwork, machinery, natural gas, and grows veg, cotton, corn, and rears cattle.
Just to give you a little overview of the country, you know.
So basically, most countries do that, don't they?
Also, I only think I found out that you actually grow cotton like last year or something.
Yeah.
Shut up, you didn't know.
Yeah, I did.
I'm sure I told you and you're like, shut up, no you don't.
Yeah, you do.
Grows on trees.
Yeah.
Cotton grows on trees.
It's mad, isn't it?
I've just blown lots of people's minds right now.
It doesn't grow in reels, like you can't pick a colour.
No, but like, you know, I don't know, any other kind of material, like you kind of make it, but cotton you grow on a tree. Mental.
And silk gets pulled out of silkworms, doesn't it?
Okay,
You're wearing a bit
on.
of worm poo today, aren't you? It's also part of the Silk Road, and the official language is Uzbek, although a lot of them speak Russian.
Okay, cool.
Right, so that's a little intro to Uzbekistan. Before we get into the podcast, give a little shout out to our sponsor, shall we? Also, this week we got a spectacular surprise for you lot.
We do.
We got some treats for you. So we had a word with Babbel. We'll tell you about that in a second.
They're extremely happy with the way our podcast is going and how we big them up every week. They love it. They're like, well done, guys. You're doing amazingly.
Sales have gone up. I think the stock price has gone up massively since this podcast started.
Absolutely, Craig.
So Babbel is a language app. So have you ever thought about learning a language that you took in school, but you just don't think you've got enough time? Well, Babbage. Babbage. Boom. Babbel can help you learn a language in a matter of weeks.
Love it.
So what do you know about Babbel, babes? What have you got to say to the people out there who might be trying to use it?
All right, so look at it this way, right? You're 14, maybe. You're going on holiday with your family.
They're
like, right, we're going to Spain, and then we're going to go to Italy. And you think, 14, I'm really cool. My parents aren't cool. I don't get on with anyone. I hate everyone. I'm going to learn a couple of language bits. So that when we're out for dinner...
Babbel, learn a couple of language bits.
they're going to be updating their whole website after they viewed this whole season, Craig, I swear. So yeah, they're probably... If you're cool enough, you will learn a bit of Spanish before you go there, and you can order the dinner for everyone. Imagine, they'd be looking at you like, she's a smart one. She was raised properly.
Same question applies. What do you know about Babbel, Aim?
With Babbel, you can choose from 14 different languages, including Spanish, French, Italian, and German, which are obviously the main ones that people would choose to learn. Yeah.
So the teaching method has been proven to be effective across multiple studies.
What kind of studies?
Well, they say, speak to me in Italian, and they speak Italian. They go, how do you know that? They go, I use Babbel, mate.
Yeah.
Study done. It works.
Tick.
Tick. Babbel. Oh my God.
Babbage. Yeah. Babbage.
It's available as an app or online, and your progress is synced between the two modes of communicational technology.
You are actually touching me, so that's my language rubbing off on you.
All right, calm down. This is a podcast, love.
No, I mean just like my legs touching your leg.
So right now, Babbel.
Go on, hit him. Put a little...
Here's the call to action. You ready for this? Right now, Babbel is offering our listeners 6 months free with the purchase of 6 months subscription with the promo code KINGIT. You're welcome, lads. I'll repeat that again for you in case you missed it. Go to babbel.co.uk/play and use promo code KINGIT, which is KINGINGIT, on your 6 month subscription. So if you sign up for 6 months, you get 6 for free.
That's so good, because that's... It's such a great way to be able to learn a language without going to a really old person, you know? Well, heading back to
next episode, we kind of lost our sponsor because we just talked rubbish.
No, but like, imagine like a boy in Spain, say his name was Jim. He's like, I want to learn English.
Love Spain.
And they say, right, Jim, we are going to send you to, give me a Spanish name.
Barcelona.
No, the name of a person.
Rodrigo.
We're sending you to Rodrigo. And he goes, Rodrigo's really old, though. He's like an old man that I have to learn English from.
That's babbel.co.uk/play and promo code kinging it.
My point is, you can do it on your phone. It's that easy. And now if you've got 12 months, you've got a year to learn something.
Sick.
Easy.
There you go.
Absolutely easy.
Thanks for having us, Babbel.
Yeah, legends.
So,
shout out to Peter. I know you're listening.
So, Uzbekistan. So we crossed the border. This country is one that properly checks your cars for drones. So we'd heard that people had drones before, and they literally like locked them in boxes that they couldn't open, and they had to wait till they got to the other border for them to like open the box.
That's right, yeah.
And if you've been following the podcast, you know that our drone has still been sat behind our stereo for like the last 2 countries because we've been terrified to get it out.
Yeah. Illegal actions from us. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Well, you're the one with your name on the car.
Don't blame. Don't play.
If anyone's going down, it'll be you. It'll be like, it's her car, mate.
I never really thought about that.
So yeah, they gave us a thorough check, didn't they? Checked the roof box. They actually asked Amy if she had a pistol.
Oh, sir.
You look like the type to carry a pistol, to be fair.
Well, I would have had the hair on top of my head, some kind of like weird kid's t-shirt on with a pair of like baggy pants that I bought for £4 in Budapest.
Baggy pants?
You know, well, trousers.
Ooh, you American now, are you?
I know, obviously they're not my knickers. I didn't have baggy knickers on. I had trousers
a t-shirt and a pair of pants.
Do you have a pistol, ma'am? I'm like, no.
It's in my baggy pants.
What made you think that? I'm not on drugs.
Oh, crikey.
Do you have a pistol? That's so like blunt.
Yeah, no.
Like I'm going to go, yeah.
Yeah. I'm lucky you asked because I wasn't going to tell you.
Here's my gun, here's my certificate.
The boys, however, Aidan and Ollie, their visa, their entry was for the next day.
Oh, they got it wrong.
And we got there a day early. So they decided to play a trick on us, and it was perfectly played because I fell for it.
Yeah, I wasn't part of that.
No, you missed it.
Yeah.
It was me in the car, and I got out of the car. The boys pulled up to me in like no man's land bit.
Yeah.
And they basically were just, Aidan looked distraught. And by this point, like we were so tight as a convoy, the thought of like losing a car was devastating.
Of course, yeah.
So,
no matter any car, their car. Because those boys helped us so much. Like,
to be honest,
knowledge.
it was just the tow bar we were gutted about.
Didn't give a fuck about the boys.
But they just said, Aidan was like, they've told us that because our visa's for tomorrow, we have to go back to Ashgabat, which was literally about 10-hour drive.
Yeah.
And they won't let us drive our car, and we've got to pay a taxi fee to get there.
$200
to change the thing. So we were just like, I was like, oh
with a guard.
My God. Yeah, with a guard.
With a guard with a gun.
And I was like, holy shit. And Aidan was like, yeah, I know. And then they said, oh, we got to go back into the office now, but we'll keep you up to date. And I was like, oh shit, boys. Yeah. So I kind of walked off, and they didn't even tell me. They didn't tell me then. And then we saw them get in their car with the guard and the gun. And I was like, shit, they're actually going back to Ashgabat.
Yeah. What did they have to get the guard in the car for?
They did go to the embassy, but the embassy was like down the road. It wasn't in Ashgabat.
Right.
And they didn't have to get a taxi. Little buggers.
Beautiful actresses.
Yeah, they were good. It was Aidan, it was.
Yeah.
Sneaky devil. So there was another team as well, Team Shenlong. So this is a mad team, actually. Let's tell them about them.
Okay, part of our convoy going through Iran.
Yeah, so Team Shenlong consisted of Seth and Grayson, who were Canadian, and their friends. Marcus and Ollie. Ollie's Canadian as well, isn't he?
I think so.
And Marcus was from Germany, but all of them met on the Mongol Rally Facebook group.
None of them knew each other.
Yeah.
Not one single one. But they've joined the group, and they'd said, listen, right, I think Marcus was like, I've got the car. I need 3 people to come with me. Who's single on here that wants to come?
Who's single?
Well, not like he's not
single and ready to mingle.
No, I just mean a single person. So yeah, they all literally met at the start point.
Yeah,
you can imagine how explosive that might be.
Calm down.
But do you know what I mean?
You got a pistol, yeah?
No, it's in me baggy pants. No, but if like one of them really didn't get on with the other, they could have clashed so much.
Yeah,
I'm sure they.
Well, they did.
Yeah, well, I'm sure. Well, no, not really.
without, it's none of our business really, but from what we got told from people.
You gossip queen. Splash it out. Go on.
Well, Marcus did the whole car, didn't he? The Team Shenlong is something to do with Dragon Ball Z, and he painted this incredible dragon on the side of the car. It was amazing.
And like the eye was like the blinker.
The indicator.
Oh, it was fabulous. Go on our videos and have a look at it.
But because Marcus spent hours on the car and he got the whole car ready in Germany, I think Marcus was like, I refuse to drive, basically, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, he didn't want to drive it.
Marcus did like fuck all driving. So the boys got angry with him. Anyway, the reason I brought this up was because we were all as a convoy, but Team Shenlong decided to later us, didn't they?
They pissed off, yeah.
They left us in Uzbekistan. They were like, right, we're going to make up some miles.
I don't know why. Do you think it was like... Because the rest of us were from the UK. Do you reckon we had the UK banter and those boys didn't either get it or want to find it funny, maybe?
Well, we did have Robin, who's from the Netherlands, and Amy's from South Africa. So it wasn't all UK. But we were just like... We would get up late as a team. We'd stop and play football for an hour.
Yeah, we were a bit
we were quite lazy.
Yeah.
So they were like stressing because time was ticking. And they were like, we need to get to Mongolia for this day. So they left us.
Yeah.
So
they said, we're going. We're going to get some miles in. And we were like, what?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Bye then.
Bye. So we had a saying which was fuck you Newcastle because everything went wrong in Newcastle.
Yes.
And then we changed it to, the boys probably don't know this, and if you're listening, this is our saying, fuck you Shenlong.
Get you later, us. Apologies.
Never let a team member behind.
Yeah.
Leave, I mean. So they left us, and then I can't remember what happened at the border. But yeah, we got through, and we needed to go to a garage because our car was battered.
She was.
From the crater.
Yeah, after the crater and after going through all of the sand which covered the stones that you would just hit. It was like fit. Wasn't it doing that?
What, the car?
Yeah, the car.
No, it was more like...
Yeah, a bit of both.
Yeah, it was all of that combined.
She wasn't happy.
Yeah. Our back piston was like vibrating against the bottom of the car. It was mental.
Every time you went over a bump, your what's that bone right at the bottom?
Coccyx.
Your coccyx was battered. Yeah.
So after we got our coccyx battered on the way to the garage, we met everybody there, and it was mad. It was really good to be in Uzbekistan because after we left Turkmenistan, it was like, even though it was a fascinating country and the people generally on the outskirts were friendly, there was like a weird vibe, and everybody felt like
a bit on edge.
On edge, yeah, like they were getting watched with how they interacted with us. It was very strange. Yeah. But as soon as you got to Uzbekistan, everyone was like super friendly again. Everyone was smiling. It was a little bit like Iran. The kids were high-fiving us out of the car.
See us,
yeah. And all the guys in the garage were like so funny. They were like drinking. They all like gold teeth.
Yeah.
It was great. So we all got our cars sorted, had a bit of pizza in the local shop.
It wasn't pizza. It was
like a cardboard with some tomato sauce on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we also were able to let our parents know that we were alive because in Turkmenistan you couldn't get on the internet, nothing would work, and back then we didn't have like a VPN or anything.
Yeah, and Iran we couldn't get on.
So we were like, we're alive, mum and dad, and so that was quite a relief, wasn't it? For that? Your mum must have been bricking it.
Yeah. Well, our followers as well. Everyone was like, "Are you still alive?" We're like, we're here. It's fine.
The problem we had, I mentioned this before, but our tyres weren't easy ones to get. So they ended up patching our old tyre that had a massive slit in it.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, that'll do. And then like literally 5 miles down the road, it was like a big bulge out the side of the tyre.
Yeah.
So dodgy.
Not great.
And they welded our sump guard back on, and they also fixed the rattling suspension. So Fferanda was like passable. Maybe not MOT passable.
Oh, no way. And she had a football pitch on her roof as a roof rack. She was not passing an MOT.
Talking of football pitches, so we drove off from the garage and we literally bumped into a bunch of other rally cars.
Yeah, I loved it when we did that. It was so much
amazing.
fun because everyone already had their stories to tell. You know, you're all kind of doing this together. If you've got a Mongol Rally sticker on, you part of the team. If you don't have a Mongol Rally sticker, you're an outcast, aren't you?
Yeah.
Like if you just choose to not pay the £600, £500 entry fee to actually go with the adventurists and do the Mongol Rally properly, nobody likes you.
Mm.
Wasn't people... There was like a guy following us at one point. We were like, we need to lose this guy.
Yeah.
Was it us or someone else?
It was us, yeah. He turned up in a hotel once. It was in Uzbekistan, actually.
Ah.
And so they printed their own Mongol Rally sticker, and then they put like a big red cross across it, as if to say they were like anti-Mongol Rally.
Yeah.
And the
Why'd
guy
you
was a
get-
bit
why'd
of
you
a
have to pay
dick
for it?
anyway. Because I remember talking to him, and I can't remember what I was eating food or something, and he said, "Oh, like why are you eating that?" And I said, "Oh, because everyone had meat or something." And I said, "Oh, I'm vegan."
Yeah.
And then he started talking about how he loved whale hunting and stuff, and I was like,
yeah.
"Remember that?" I was like,
yeah.
"You're just an arsehole, mate."
Yeah. I wish I was there, Craig. I'd have had him in headlock.
Yeah, so we related that guy.
Yeah.
What was I saying? What were we saying then?
Sorry about that. I have no idea.
Football.
Football crazy, chocolate mad. Na 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 na. Play football with the lads. It's like a Sports Direct TV advert or something.
I don't know.
Anyway.
Hashtag not a spawn. So yeah, so we bumped into the double-decker bus, which was amazing.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen it since the start line, and they were just parked up in Uzbekistan.
We did talk about the double-decker bus in the beginning, didn't we?
Yeah.
So yeah, just to reiterate, yes, somebody did take a bright red Yorkshire sightseeing double-decker bus on the Mongol Rally.
It was mad. They had
Incredible.
AstroTurf at the top. They had a dartboard, a barbecue.
It slept 10.
They had a bloody washing machine on
It
there,
had
mate.
a washing machine and a
What
fridge.
the hell's that
It
about?
was amazing.
So yeah, we saw them, had a few drinks, and there was a big AstroTurf pitch, and we all played football. Me and the boys played football for ages. It was class.
And you hadn't eaten, had you?
No.
Or drank much?
I think this is the start of my decline into
Yeah.
hospitalisation.
Yeah. You came back and you had purple lips, and I was like, oh. I looked at Jess, I was like, Craig does not look well. Like,
Yeah.
I know when you're about to start getting sick because you just look weird.
I had low blood sugar as well. I was going hard playing football
What
with
do
the
you have?
lads, like.
Yeah. What do you and your sister have?
Hypoglycemia.
I mean, it's just a lie, though, isn't it?
It's not. It's low blood sugar. I went to the doctors. I thought I had diabetes. She said, you just need to eat more.
It's just
I was like, are you going to pay my food bill, love? Because I can't afford it.
it's just an excuse, Craig, to be angry all the time and have a go at me.
Trust me, it's a disease.
I'm like, have you eaten today? He's
I'm like,
no.
I will uppercut you.
So,
whilst we were playing football, Team Shenlong, who'd been getting a bit shitty with us
Yeah.
and later in us,
Yeah.
they found a place to stay, and then they started getting shitty with us because they were there paying and we were out playing football.
yeah.
So that was a bit weird. But anyway, we sorted the beef out. We ended up at this... we found a hotel, and they said, we can't fit you all in, but one of our mates has got a massive house, so you can all sleep there.
This was like a theme of like that part of Asia, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Oh, there's no room, but you can stay with my friend.
Yeah. And their friends are cashing in.
Absolutely cashing in.
There was
Yeah.
about 30 of us, and they charge us $15 each to sleep on the floor in their living room.
Yeah. Yeah. We're like, yes. It's a local experience, isn't it?
Yeah. I know it was $10 this one, $10 each.
Bargain.
So we found, because we were allowed to drink in this country as well, we found a shop, got loads of beers in, and we ended up like, because there was hardly any cups and so many people, we were drinking out of teapots and glass, like all their best crockery.
Any crockery we could find had beer in it for somebody. But we met, there was people there that I didn't know, so there were other cars that had just come as well, and they'd obviously said to them, "Oh, come and stay in this place."
Yeah.
So there was just a massive like Mongol Rally crew of people in this one house, and the roof was really tall, wasn't it?
It was massive.
It was we'd obviously just kicked this family out. They'd gone,
Oh, they were lovely. They were in the Hilton down the road, mate.
Jim, take your family. You have to leave. There's a party.
But it was weird. Like in every house we went in Uzbekistan, they'd have a stack of mattresses.
Yeah.
And I think they just must have all their friends and family over, like once a week or
Well,
something,
they
do big
weren't-
sleepovers.
Not quite mattresses, but they were like mats, weren't they?
Yeah.
Like literally like 70 mats piled up. So it was like they knew we were coming.
Yeah.
But they
So,
must have a big extended family over for Christmas or something.
Yeah, they must do.
Christmas.
But yeah, it was the first time we drank in a long time, and everyone got pretty smashed. Woke up the next day on the floor, and we were like going out to pack up the car, and I saw Rob sleeping under a bush.
How did he manage
Oh
that?
my god,
then?
he was just a mess. I think he tried to get up, and then he just thought better of it, and then got under the bush for
Got
some
into
shade.
it. Yeah.
So anyway,
That was the night that my mum rang me, and I was telling her that we were about to start the Pamir Highway, which we didn't we didn't actually have it on our itinerary, did we?
no.
I think I had said, I'm not going to do the Pamir Highway because it goes up 4,000 meters above sea level or whatever, and you will get altitude sickness. So I made the executive decision to just be like,
Yeah,
the
well, we
car's
both
not
did,
going.
didn't we? I was like, you're going to struggle.
Yeah, because we'd seen previous vlogs. But so she rang me and she was just like, oh no, you're doing the Pamir Highway. And she was like, just remember, cholera is rife. And I was like, did you just say cholera is rife? And then that was like a running joke throughout the whole thing. It still is, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is a running joke.
She was just terrified of
Also, I
everything
think
we
she
were
was
doing.
terrified, like, on a more serious note, there was actually 4 or 5 people who got stabbed to death on the Pamir
It
Highway.
was 7.
7 people. Fucking mad. So
They were foreigners. They'd taken a bike.
they were Dutch, but
push bikes.
and they thought they were American, and for some reason
They got attacked by I think they believe it was somebody outside of
Uzbekistan.
yeah. That had
They
come
always
in and
say that
killed
though,
them.
don't they?
Yeah.
They say that in Thailand. Oh, it was someone from another country.
Yeah.
So we were about to do that. So Amy's mum was terrified. So anyway, yeah, we all woke up stinking hangovers, but we'd all run out of money again. So we went to the bank, and this was mad because we'd heard about Uzbek money. So we ended up going in there and we changed $80. And if you're on YouTube, you'll see the hand signals. I had a wad of cash like that.
A wad.
If you're listening to this, it was like, you know,
like
when you
4
see
Bibles stacked up.
about 5 Bibles.
5 Bibles.
And it was only $80. So I'm thinking, imagine you go to buy a car in Uzbekistan.
Let's
You'd have to
count
bring
it.
a car of money.
Yeah.
Well, the money's in the boot, mate.
Oh, a proper suitcase full.
A suitcase.
A suitcase. Yeah, crazy stuff.
It was quite interesting.
It was funny because she was like, here is your money. And then it just sort of went,
I just laughed. It was so big. I
on the
laughed. I was like,
table.
whoa.
we millionaires. Yeah, hilarious.
Yeah, mad
Uzbeki
scenes.
Som.
It was Som, was it?
Som.
Right. So after this, we made a collective stupid decision to
Yeah.
go to the Aral Sea.
Yeah, I think we were just... Because I had done a lot of... I'll just take this credit. Done a lot of research for the Mongol Rally, where we were going to go and where we weren't going to go. And came across the Aral Sea, crossed it off. I was like, nah, looks rubbish. However, Ollie really wanted to go. It was Ollie, right? And
Ollie, we're looking at you.
So their car was going to go and everyone else sort of thought, okay, we'll go as well. So we went as well.
It was just
for
it was
the lols.
Yeah, team morale. You
Yeah.
know, we were like, let's stick together.
But it was so far away, wasn't it? And we were slowly declining in health.
Yeah.
So really we could have done without going there.
The worst part was it was a huge detour. It wasn't on the way to anything. We were driving up the country to the Aral Sea. So the Aral Sea, if you don't know what it is, it's 68,000 square kilometers. And back in the 60s, the Soviet Union diverted the main river away from it. Sorry, it's a 68,000 square kilometer lake. It used to be.
Yeah.
And then the Soviets diverted the main river away from it, and it completely dried up.
And that was the water for villages around it, wasn't it?
Yeah, so the whole
For
industry
everyone.
there was fishing. That's what they all lived off. That was their bread and butter. But obviously when that happened, it all dried up. And so now it's like a boat graveyard. It's fascinating, really. It's a mad story.
It is. It's horrible. It's like
Yeah.
heartbreaking, really.
It's crazy. So we drove there and it was shit.
Yeah, but there's nothing there. Like, it would have been great if there was a massive lake that maybe we could have all jumped in or something, but there's nothing there.
Yeah, we
because
saw
the lake's gone.
2 boats on a bit of sand,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
And it was so hot. I remember me, you and Rob were just laying in the shade. And we were going, why the fuck did we bother coming
Why
here?
are we here? I know. I think I was angry at myself for knowing that it was going to be a bit rubbish, but going anyway. I think the fact is that we were spending so much time in those cars, so much time.
Yeah.
That any free days were a godsend, and now we made ourselves go all this way out, and we have to go back down, and it was just extra driving, wasn't it?
It was.
So we had a meltdown, didn't we?
Well, yeah, so we found the hostel, and this was like a running theme. I think they just they see the Westerners come and they're like, right, well, let's make a killing. Because everything else was stupidly cheap.
But there's nothing there. So
There's nothing there,
You kind
no.
of just... We never went on Airbnb and found one. You just kind of find something on the road. How
Yeah.
did we find that one?
I don't actually know, but when we got there, they wanted £15 each.
Yeah,
And it was a 10-bed dorm.
in a bedroom, yeah.
So, you think 15 quid in Uzbekistan, you get a luxury hotel room with an ensuite.
Yeah.
So yeah, we ended up paying it because there was no other option.
They weren't budging, were they?
No.
We even did the walk away and all got back in the cars, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think they did come down to 10.
No,
No?
I don't think it did.
It was crazy though. It was like a really bright coloured room with all these like mad
Throws and stuff.
like floral throws. It was quite Mongolian-ish, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I think
Felt a little bit.
You know, like that piping you used to get as a kid as well, where you'd make spider legs out of it.
Yeah.
It was like loads of that colourful stuff, like hanging from the ceiling in these mad shapes.
Yeah.
It was fascinating.
A crazy spot.
But this is when I started declining, like my health. I felt so weak and worn out. And so we ordered food, and I remember I was so hungry, and it took 2 hours to come.
What did you order?
And it came, and it was a bowl of rice with some cucumber on the top.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And I was so annoyed. I had to eat it because there was nothing else for me there.
Mm-hmm.
And I ended up just going to bed at like 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I slept right through till like 10 in the morning. So the next morning we were feeling so done, weren't we? And it was building up. We'd like been spending so much time together.
As a team,
yeah. And like we were feeling really low. And Amy's mum, she gave you a card, didn't she, from the beginning?
Yeah.
And so for some reason we thought it was a good idea to open it now.
Yeah. When we were feeling down. I think I found it again because it was mixed up amongst all my luggage. And we found it and it just said all these beautiful words of encouragement. And it was what we needed, but we cried, didn't we?
Yeah.
Or did I? Did I cry?
I had a little tear, yeah. I wasn't like my lip one going like.
Yeah, it was it was just so
emotional.
Lovely and what we needed. And she just sort of said something like, may the angels stay with you and guide you home or something.
Yeah,
and
that was what topped me off. I was
I love you, Mum.
But we had reached that point where we were so defeated, we were so worn out, and being around everyone is so fun. But when you don't get any time to yourself, like just
food,
me and you,
isn't it?
and the foods,
everyone was, they could eat quite well enough.
Yeah.
But us, it was like bread or rice every single day.
Yeah.
So there was no energy given to us. There was no nutrients. Like we were just, decreasing in value every day.
And I think the drinking didn't really help either.
No, definitely not. No.
But yeah, everyone had their moments, like literally everybody. It wasn't like we were overly emotional or sensitive people. There was moments where everybody in the convoy was like, I'm done, I'm ready to go home.
Yeah,
and you'd have to talk them round. And it was great in a way because everyone was like, everyone would help you and talk you round.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had our moment and had a little cry and then attempted to get back. So there was a place called Kiva. So we'd all planned to stay in like a really posh hotel. We were like so excited. We were like, we'll stay in a 4-star hotel. It's going to be lush. We can have a proper wash, get some good food and stuff. We'd actually rejoined with Shenlong. So the boys were with us at the RLC. And again, they were like, oh, we're going to put him some miles. And they lated us again.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So we were like, fuck Team Shenlong.
It was like a weird vibe between them because we couldn't quite figure out why they wanted to go because we were having so much fun together as a convoy.
It was weird. I think they were just worried that they wouldn't make it in time.
Maybe, yeah.
To the finish line.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, that morning, just before we got in our cars, this is when we first properly met the Italians.
We should have got one of them on to chat.
Yeah, I know.
Their side of things. Maybe next week, maybe.
Yeah. So Riccardo and
Lorenzo,
the pair of legends. So we didn't know this at this point, but these two would literally be our saviours.
Our heroes.
Our heroes forever. We love you guys.
This is the first time we introduced them to the vlog. And I was like, hey guys, say hello to your mums. And they were like, hey mama. And then
Lorenzo was like, pasta. And Riccardo was like, no.
No.
It's so funny.
Giving into the stereotype.
But these two were so... it was so nice to be around them, and they were incredible cooks as well.
Really, positive, happy, beautiful, souls, weren't they?
Yeah, so nice.
The way the Italians are, and just, how they touch each other when they speak, and, Lorenzo would always have his arm around Riccardo, or have a hand on his shoulder.
Well, it was Riccardo around Lorenzo.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's just so lovely. I just think they're such lovely people. Yeah.
And they made so many nights because they'd cook a big pasta dish and it was incredible food. And they'd cook for us as well. So I remember one night they did this aubergine pasta with this tomato sauce. It was incredible. It was so tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we met those guys. and they would help us out in about half an hour.
Oh yeah, just half hour.
So we stopped for some petrol. And I don't know if any of you have ever noticed this, but when you fill up your car with petrol, or if you're American,
gasoline,
on the little handle thing, it'll tell you like the quality of the petrol. And normal petrol is like 95.
Yeah.
I don't know if this is true. I don't know if this is percentage.
It's probably not if it's coming out of your mouth,
not.
Craig. Go on.
Probably not percentage. But the quality of the petrol that we were using, the lowest one we went to was 80.
Right.
And so people usually, they take filters. So before you put your petrol in, you filter it through like
a cap or something.
a bunch of
Mesh.
layers to get rid of all the shit. So all the sand and grit that's mixed in with this rubbish petrol.
Yeah.
As we were driving back, we just put this petrol in and we had our most catastrophic breakdown to date.
Yeah.
So Will was actually driving. He said he was putting his foot on the accelerator and the whole car was braking.
Like, who does that? Whose car does that?
So we were like, oh shit.
Oh shit.
It was terrifying. The engine management light came on.
But that's the problem, innit? Because Fferanda Babes was so flipping slow, she was the slowest of the pack. We were always at the back.
Always.
So when she broke down, because she was one of the only cars to always only break down, we'd be left. The boys would be gone, and you'd wonder how long it would take them to realise you weren't behind them. And then they'd have to come back. So you could be waiting like the guts of an hour for them to actually
turn around.
Do the ring back, yeah. But yeah.
So yeah, we actually had like a code reader, which was pretty useless because even if we knew,
shit. Top tip for the wrong ride.
No,
don't get a code reader.
It was actually right though. It
What
said
did it say?
multiple cylinder misfire.
What the hell does that mean?
Well, there's cylinders in an engine, isn't it?
Well, tell me which one it is. Multiple.
That one.
Oh,
that one
it
and that
could
one.
be anyone. That's what he's saying, dickheads.
So I was like phoning my brother and stuff, and then the boys came back and they told us. Basically, they told us to a garage. We saw a bunch of mechanics and they were just all scratching their heads. They were like rocking the car back and forth.
Rocking it. What's all that about?
Do the old rock test.
Is that a thing?
And then they basically just said, come back in 2 hours. They found out that one of the pistons was knackered. And then it turns out that they couldn't actually fix it. They didn't have the parts that they needed to fix it. So we were like, oh shit, again. And whilst we were there, the guy was, Amy needed the toilet. You had a little shit behind the garage, didn't you?
Unsure of that bit because I was like, got me wet wipes. Excuse me, mate. Skew me.
Skew me, love.
Skew me. Where is the toilet? And he just pointed. So I made my way to the way he pointed, and it was just like a field of sand. And I was like,
a desert.
Is there? Yeah, desert.
A field of sand. He built a field and just sprinkled sand
Fucking
on it.
Poet, Craig. Fucking poet. So I was like looking for this shed or something to
shit behind.
Yeah, shit in. I gotta not show me baggy pants, Craig. But there was nothing, and then there was another guy around the corner. I was like, toilet, and then he pointed just into the field of sand. He was just pointed into it, and I was like, so you mean I can go anywhere around here? And I think I discovered that that's what they meant, but I didn't go because it was too open. So yeah, held that one in. But that was like where the horse and carts were going across.
It's like this dusty little village.
We went across the road and bought like some drinks from the local people. They had ice, which was, we didn't come across that too often, did we?
No, we
Cold
didn't.
drinks, yeah.
So we were making our way back to Newcastle. Remember we were going out of our way to go to the RLC. So we were coming back to Newcastle. So we found the garage. We spoke to a lady who knew a guy, and she spoke really good English. So we took it to him, and he basically turned around and said it was going to cost $450 to fix it.
Yeah.
He also said it would take 3 to 4 days, which was rubbish because we were already behind schedule.
This was it. We were just like, this is the worst thing that can happen.
Yeah.
We cannot afford to lose these days. Like, we had visas that we needed to be out of the country by, and we weren't near the ending, but it was fast approaching,
Yeah.
So it was just like such bad news because you just know your convoy has got to go without you as well.
Yeah, I know. And no one wanted to leave us as well, which was amazing. Everyone's stuck behind.
Yeah.
And everyone else had their own car problems. But this is where the whole fuck you Newcastle thing came around because it just kept going wrong.
Yeah.
But one of the main problems was that we had a Fiat Panda. And I've said this before on the podcast. If you're going to do the rally, make sure you get like a Japanese car because the parts are so much easier to source.
Yeah.
He offered us and I wish we'd have done this because we probably
Yeah, I do now too.
it would have been a different story. He offered us a whole new engine for $150 more. So if he'd have paid $600, he would have replaced the whole engine, and it would have taken the same amount of time as well.
Can you just like have a feel of the country, right? We're in this dusty road with like super old like pharmacies and like really old school hairdressers. Like it looked like something from a western in the 60s, and he's gone, "I do a good price, give you a new engine." It was going to come out of a lawnmower or a tractor. It wouldn't have been like a proper engine, I don't think.
I don't know what it would have been. It could have been any kind of engine, but as long as it works.
Imagine it come out of like a Subaru or something.
So yeah, we needed somewhere to stay that night whilst the car got fixed, or for a few nights. So we went back to the hotel. The hotel was like a central hub we were going to.
Yeah, because the ladies there spoke English.
Yeah.
She could help us.
So she found us like a house. It was massive.
Of course she did.
$15 per person. And because we didn't have a car, they put us in a taxi to go there. And then the next morning, like that night, I felt rough again. And then the next morning, the owner of the house, dropped us back to the hotel.
Yeah, that was kind of him, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We did a little detour to like take his son to school, and then we headed off. But they were lovely.
Yeah.
Did they speak much English?
No.
Yeah.
But they were very
You
smiley.
could feel the love, yeah.
So at this point, I was like a 1 out of 10.
Yeah.
Health-wise. And
Yeah.
so in this reception, I was just laying on the sofa.
The lobby, yeah.
And I was just sweating. I had a migraine. I just felt so, every muscle, you know, when you're so ill and like you touch something and it hurts, you're like, ah.
Yeah, like a little pussy. Yeah, I know what you mean, Craig. You do that a lot.
Yeah. I was seriously ill. So I didn't know what to do. So I was just laying there basically. And the receptionist, she saw me and I could see the pity in her eyes because she could see how rough I looked. And so later on, she was actually communicating with the mechanic for us.
Yeah, so we were just waiting, weren't we, for hours?
Yeah. And she apologized to me later on. So she ended up taking me to the hospital. And whilst we were on our way, she said, "I'm so sorry. I wanted to take you earlier, but I was so busy trying to run the hotel."
Yeah.
She was so lovely.
Lovely. Great English. Great gal.
Yeah, she was an absolute champion. So yeah, they took me to the doctors, and it was basically like someone's bedroom, wasn't it?
Yeah, someone's like kid's bedroom, but without like, it was just like plain little beige walls, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, they were like aqua yellow walls. It was mental.
Sweet.
So yeah, there was a lovely nurse with gold teeth. It's like a fashion in Uzbekistan.
I think so. You must be someone if you've got gold tooth.
Yeah, she was a gangster. So
why didn't we get them?
could have got them cheap
If
there.
you can get a bloody whole new engine for $600, you could probably pick up gold teeth really cheap. Should have done that.
I know.
That'd have been a great Instagram post. Hey, Mum, look at my new. She'd have battered me.
Yeah, she was lovely. She basically put me on a drip. I never found out what was wrong with me, but they just pumped. I think it was probably dehydration and malnutrition.
bit of all
So I lost
that.
like 2 stone on the rally.
Yeah, I lost a good bit of weight, but I'm not that much of a pussy, so I didn't need hospitalisation. But yeah, when we were there, they kind of took him upstairs, put him on a bed with a little curtain around him, and there was like 3 other people in that room next to you. There wasn't much space because it was just a bedroom. And then, yeah, you had like this bag that looked like you'd won it at a fair. The ones that hold the goldfish had it on your head for some reason. And then, yeah, you were on a drip and they kept stabbing like all these injections into the bag. Into the bag of drip.
I think it was just like antibiotics and
things like that, yeah.
But it was incredible. Literally, like I was on the drip for maybe 2 hours, and then as soon as it had all gone through, I had some like liquid in my system.
Yeah.
I felt like a new man. It was unbelievable.
Just like a switch.
Instantly felt like a new man. It was crazy.
Isn't it mad how you don't know what they're giving you? They could hate, foreigners, and they could be stabbing in poison, but you put your trust.
Calm down. Fucking hell.
I got a piston. Don't worry, love. I'll save you. No, they, you put your
Pistol
trust
down.
in anybody, and they've helped you.
Yeah,
Oh,
unbelievable.
you remember when we were leaving? The woman started waving and flagging us down, and she was saying, "Craig, Craig," and the other guys thought that we had fans in Uzbekistan, but she was the nurse that they were like, "Oh, I thought she followed your YouTube."
Yeah, it was so funny.
We're like, "Yeah, she's just a fan."
But yeah, they were so nice, the girls, and like, because I felt so happy that they had fixed me, and I felt so amazing. I went round and hugged them all, and they were all giggling. They're like,
Yeah, they were.
It's so funny because they didn't expect it.
Yeah.
Um,
There's nothing quite like like being made felt better though, is
Oh
it?
my God, it was.
I've completely forgot that I've got facts about this country.
Yeah.
Bear with a brother. So yeah, they were probably really giggly because apparently in Uzbekistan it's only acceptable for a handshake to take place between two men.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I'm just hugging everyone's wives.
The way you're supposed to greet an Uzbek woman is by bowing to her with your hand with your right hand placed over your heart.
Oh shit.
You going round hugging them all. They're probably like, oh my goodness, what is this boy doing?
I'm wanted in Newcastle for touching people.
Pest.
Sex pest.
Pest on the loose.
They were a bunch of legends though.
Yeah.
You got any more facts?
So basically, if you go for dinner in somebody's Uzbek house, if you're their guest, it is tradition that you are to be seated farthest from the house's entrance.
Really?
Yeah, that's just a thing. Also, Uzbekis believe that turning bread upside down will bring you bad fortune. There's also a bread there that I read that you can't throw away. You're not allowed to throw it away, or
You got to eat it all.
you've either I don't know. I guess you've got to eat it or keep it.
That wouldn't be
somewhere.
a problem for you then. Gone, mate.
No,
Um,
I know. But this one's crazy. So, Uzbekistan, you have to be aware when you go to Uzbekistan. The laws are strict. It is still quite a strict country. Punishments are severe, and it is not wise to get snarky with the police. It is illegal to gamble, possess and use drugs, use tobacco and alcohol if you're under 20.
20?
Also, homosexuality is illegal in the country.
Really?
Yes, it is. It is a crime to be gay in Uzbekistan.
No way. That's mad.
So, if you are gay and you're found out, you could serve a 3 to 4 year jail sentence.
What?
And aside from prosecution for the sexual orientation, gay Uzbek men experience harassment daily from the public.
Oh, that's terrible.
Many of them fear not only for themselves, but for their nearest and dearest, which is horrible. Also, this is like the worst thing. Uzbek jails are some of the worst in the world. They're the worst because they try to deter the crime.
Right.
So there are stories of prisoners being physically abused, tortured, burned, electrocuted, and even boiled.
Jesus Christ.
Read up on it. I've been reading up on it. It is terrifying. So
moving on.
And ex-prisoners who have been released for either health reasons or on completion of their sentence are unwilling to give interviews or tell their stories because they're forced before they leave to sign a confidentiality agreement and are threatened by police officers with prison and rearrest if they talk, which is mental.
And on that note...
Also, the national dish is called palov, which is made up of mutton, rice, onions and grated carrots. We'll leave it there.
Fantastic. Thanks for the facts there, Drive.
So yeah, you don't want to get caught doing any crimes.
Don't do any illegal bits in Uzbekistan.
Not illegal bits, no.
After that, we spoke to the mechanic.
Got a bit deep there for a second.
And,
Moving on.
Moving on. Can you get some nice facts for the next country?
I'll try.
The mechanic decided that not only did we need a new piston, because ours was fried, we also needed a new clutch.
Who even mentioned the clutch to him?
Nobody mentioned the clutch.
Nobody said anything about a clutch.
But he looked at it, and the lady from the reception said, he's a really nice
He's a
guy.
good guy.
He's not a bad man, so he wouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
So yeah, not a bad price, $450 for all that.
Yeah, that was just taken out of our pot that we'd got for all our sponsorships.
Spoiled little tart of the spoilt realm.
Tarts of the spoilt rum, Craig. Poet, Craig. Flipping poet. It's all coming together now. I don't just make up words because I forget the word I'm trying to say, so I, what's the word? Replace it with a different one.
The irony of that
Standard.
sentence.
I'm actually a poet and I've just never known it.
You can buy Amy's book on Amazon. The plan was to head to Samarkand, which was a standout place for me.
Yeah.
It was one of my highlights in the rally.
Really?
I loved it. That morning was so nice.
It's because I was there.
You were there, yeah.
I was there.
So we stayed in this wicked little hostel, and we were right next to Registan. So the name Registan means sandy place or desert in Persian.
It's
Did
not
you
as
know that?
nice as Field of Sand, though, is it? Sandy place. Fields of sand.
So these buildings that we were next to, it was basically the three madrasas of the Rajasthan.
Oh, yeah.
And they are the Ulugh
Yep.
Beg Madrasa,
Yep.
which was built between 1417 and 1420.
Oh, don't give no fake facts now.
No, this
People be
is
honest.
wiki, mate. This is legit fact.
Wiki is not legit.
Whoever wrote it on there might be. The Tilya Kori Madrasa, 1646 to 1660.
You're actually making me really hungry. I'm thinking of Indian curries here.
And the Shurda Madrasa, 1619 to 1636. So they're
Spicy.
built a long time ago. A madrasa in Arabic, madrasa is an Arabic term meaning school. So when they told us it was a place of learning, remember the locals? We were like, what is this building? They were like, oh, it's a school. Mate, one of the most immaculate schools I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
About 1 million little tiles on it. It was so beautiful.
Sorry, I'm just confused with the fact that madrasa means lamb. No, means school.
You all right, mate?
No, I'm on about having a lamb madras, and I'm thinking,
Leave the lambs alone, will you?
no, obviously I don't eat lamb anymore, but there's school for lambs. That's horrible. Yeah, they were the most massive. It was an educational centre, and
Yeah,
it was
just said
like
that.
you said, school.
Yeah, we just had a lush morning. We walked around trying to do some Instagram bits, like, you know.
We woke up for sunrise. We woke up at 6 and sunrise was at 4, which we didn't realise. That would have never
Missed it.
happened. And as we were making our way down to sort of like the big courtyard with all the buildings in it, we realised like there was nobody around. And a lot of places were cornered off, weren't they?
Mm.
The president was coming.
Yeah.
Or presidents. We didn't quite figure out how many there were or where they were coming from. So yeah, they wouldn't let us in to begin with.
No.
And we had to ask, we had to be like, listen, mate, it's beautiful here. And we're actually moving along today. So is there any chance we can come in for an hour? And he said yes.
Yeah, we talked him round.
We had the whole place to ourselves. And it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Nice and cool in the morning, breeze as well. I had to wear a hijab, didn't I?
Mm.
It was lush.
Greased his palm with some poetic English language, didn't we?
What?
After that, we went back to the hostel. So this hostel was wicked. It was a wicked little hostel, but there was a
Beautiful.
lot of drama that went down there.
Oh, so much drama, Craig. It was,
And
it was love drama.
It was love drama.
We haven't even touched upon this yet.
So we didn't expect this at all.
No,
I don't know why, but
because we're together.
whenever there's a female in the mix, there's always trouble, isn't there?
You take that back. Get on that green now, Craig Holmes.
I'm talking about you.
I will decapitate your knees.
What?
I don't know. So,
So basically, there was a fella who came with a girl. One of the other fellas in another car fell for the girl. They
she fell for him back.
fell for him back, and then the guy who
Little
was left
heartbreak.
on his own was gutted. He left the hostel, drove about 10 hours to an airport to fly home.
Yeah,
Um,
actually flew back.
and then the curveball was that another fella from another car in our convoy actually liked the girl as well. So he was ready to go home.
Yeah.
So we were like, we don't want to say any names because it's not really our place. We're not really gossip queens. But it was crazy. We weren't expecting it, but it was just
Yeah.
like,
I think
we were
that's
like-
it. Like, we haven't been in the drama of like single people because we've been together for an age. So we didn't really, we never ever thought about like relationship happening and drama and love drama.
it was funny though, because one of the boys was like, I'm going home, and he was kicking off. And then Amy stormed out the front. And there was CCTV, so we were like, oh, what's Amy going to do? So we were all watching Amy on the CCTV. And like, the guy's like quite a big guy. He's like really tall. And Amy's like stood there with no shoes on with her hair on her head. We were just watching the cameras and you're like pointing at him and going, like hands on your hips.
I didn't
and
want
like
him to go.
telling him off. It was
Just
so
think,
funny.
I was telling him, listen, this is the adventure of a lifetime. Like, look how many memories you're making. Like, this is such a great experience. Like, are you going to go home because of a girl? You'll regret this for the rest of your life. That's what I was saying when I did all my hand actions. And I was like, don't you even think about going home. So, yeah. But he did. But he actually came back, didn't he? But we'll get on to that.
Yeah. So there was like an awkward standoff in the hostel, and it was mad. It was a lot of drama. So yeah, we didn't have the greatest time in Uzbekistan. Like that one morning, I think that was a standout morning for me because it was so beautiful, and we like went to the Aral Sea and it was crap. Then I went to hospital. Then the car broke. It was all just one thing after another.
Yeah.
So to have that morning it was such a. I'm glad we had that. Otherwise,
high.
I would have been like Uzbekistan, shit, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, the next mission for us was to drive to Dushanbe in Tajikistan,
Dushanbe.
ready to take on the Pamir Highway.
Ding, ding, ding.
Inside.
I swear to God, Craig, if you forget them on drops like that again, I'm taking the whole setup.
So we got back in
Inside.
the car
Oh my
and
God.
carried on driving.
You're either all or
Oh,
nothing.
Amazon deliveries here.
Oh, what do we get?
Bits for the bus.
Oh, go.
Okay. Sorry about that, lads. Just a few bits for custard. So yeah, Pamir Highway. Never thought we were going to do it. The boys were like, you should definitely come with us. I'm so glad we did, because we were like, we're going to just drive up through Kazakhstan. But we were like, no, let's do it. Let's just stay with the convoy.
Yeah, of course. We couldn't leave them now. We're having too much fun. Yeah, best decision, wasn't it, really?
Yeah, unbelievable. So we're going to be talking about that on the next podcast. So you're going to want to come back, lads. Trust a brother.
Take a breath, Craig.
Can't catch my breath. I legged it up those stairs then.
We're in the attic, for all of those of you who don't know. Craig's
Studio
mum's attic.
63, mate.
Yeah, this is quite high.
You keep saying Craig's mum's attic. This is my bedroom.
Okay.
Thanks, mum.
Did you pay the mortgage? Did you pay any part of the mortgage for this to, like, financially, you own this bedroom?
Some of it.
No.
So if you are listening on the podcast, leave us a review on Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Because you'll boost us up the ranks. Not sure where we're sitting now. Probably number one.
Probably.
Yeah, if you do, you're automatically entered into a competition to win some King in It merch.
King in It merch. We should have a little line for that. King in It merch. The clothing you'll only ever need. No, that was terrible. Something of the
Doesn't even
sorts.
make sense. What should they do if they're watching on YouTube then?
Always press subscribe.
Well, if you're already subscribed, you can't press it again. But if you haven't, then press subscribe right now.
Yes.
And press the bell.
Yeah, so you get a notification for whenever we have our next podcast.
Leave us a comment as well. If you've listened to this up until this point and you're loving these, they're like helping you paint or decorate, or you're working, tell us what you're up to. Leave a comment below. Tell us what you enjoyed.
Yeah, so we can like feature that more next time. You know, if someone's like, oh, I love the gossip.
You love it.
We'll bring you some gossip.
And leave us a thumbs up as well, because that helps our channel grow.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add?
Just have a really nice week, even though the weather's a bit rubbish here. Go out and if you've thought of a project that you want to start, go start it this week. Just do it.
There you go. From the mouth of Amy B.
Yes, the poet. You forgot.
And
I'm going to put that at the end of my Facebook name. You know when you get like a doctorate or something and they put like doctor or like NBC on the end or something?
yours would be
Poet.
Amy Bannister, bullshitter.
No.
We'll leave you with that. We'll see you next week.